Hey everybody, Anthony here, SpecialtyMotorcars.net. Got a real nice one to bring you this week. A beautiful 1996 Lincoln Mark VIII. This beautiful two-door coupe is finished in a gorgeous, gorgeous pearl white with a black leather interior. These Mark VIIIs were meant to compete with the front-wheel drive North Star powered Cadillac Eldorado, and I think they gave them a pretty good run for their money. These are rear-wheel drive V8 powered, really luxury cars, luxury sport coupes, but still a sport car or a sports car underneath all that beautiful sheet metal and upholstery. This beautiful car originated out of California. It's a two-owner car. The second owner bought it. I think it had about 30,000 miles on it when they bought it in California. They moved to Maryland back in 2012, retitled the car in Maryland. The car has been in Maryland ever since, but very rarely driven in Maryland. Most of the miles were put on this car in California. I purchased this car, drove it all the way back from Maryland, put about 500 miles on this car. It was a pleasure to drive the whole way, getting almost 30 miles to the gallon on my trip. These were kind of a really sharp, ahead of its time body style design on these Lincoln Mark VIIIs for the 90s. Very, very spaceshipy, if you ask me, very aerodynamic, beautiful, clean cars. And they definitely gave Cadillac a run for their money. This car's got 88,000 miles. It's got about 88,800 and change. It's ready for its next owner, definitely. This car is super cool, super clean. You can see here it's a beautiful, beautiful example of the mid-90s Mark series. Paint on it's in really nice shape. It's got a couple little marks. One right there on the plate bracket. And then if you come around to the passenger side of the bumper, you can see a couple light scratches there. Bring you around this side. I have had this car on the lift. We just did an oil change to it, used a Ford Motorcraft filter. When doing the oil change, I noticed that at some point this car has gotten a conversion kit for the air ride suspension. These cars, if you know these cars well, they had a four-wheel air ride system. Kind of, give it that sporty, self-adjusting feel, which is great. But they were kind of problematic, so I assume they gave the previous owner some problems, and then they replaced it. You can see here, it's got a matching set of Michelin tires. They're in nice shape, decent shape, I should say. Very clean alloy wheels, no corrosion on them. The bottom of the car is super clean. The reason I point out that it's got an aftermarket conversion kit on the suspension is because when I drove this car home from Maryland, I didn't even know that. I couldn't really even feel the difference. Hello, little guy. The real cool part of the styling on these is the hump on the rear deck lid. Brings you back to that 70s Lincoln Mark. I don't even know what number those were, but those Lincoln Marks back in the 70s with the big hump in the rear trunk. So this was the sports coupe to have, the personal luxury coupe. 88,000 miles on this car. Very clean. A really nice driver car. One other thing that I can note on this is the chrome here on the side on these inserts. It's not really on the front or back bumper, but you can see them on the sides. I don't know what would have done that. I've never seen that before. You can see here it's like a discoloration in the chrome. But aside from that, a few little scratches here and there, and the marks on the front bumper. It's a really nice piece. I'm going to spin it around, and I'll show you the passenger side, and we'll get inside the interior as well. All right, we're back with her turned around. I'll show you the passenger side of this beautiful Mark VIII. 88,000 miles on this car. Originally a California car, so it is very, very clean underneath. Also, when we did the service to this car, put a new set of front pads and rotors on it. They had a little bit of a brake pulsation I noticed when I was driving back from Maryland in this car. And we just put a new set of pads and rotors, and that pulsation is now gone. Bring you around this side here. Get you wide open, then we'll bring you up to some details. These Mark 8s, I remember when I was a kid, I always thought these are cool, really cool cars with the very narrow headlights. And then the later ones I thought were super cool with the neon light bar in the back, which was really, really neat. I remember when I was in high school, I bought one of these, double black. It had, I think like 50,000 miles on it. I had it for like a day and a half, and I had to give it back to the people who sold it to me because the title was no good. They had a lien or something on it. They couldn't find it. So I had one for a day, but I did have a lot of fun in that day. You can see here a little curb mark on the top of that wheel. Down the bottom, that's just a little dirty water from driving it around inside here. But you can see here all very clean inside the wheel wells. A little chip there, but very clean, no rust anywhere. And also on this side, has the same effect on the chrome there. Don't want to miss this. A little bit of a ding right there on the front fender. Looks like something that maybe a paintless dent wizard could remove. And then this guy right down here. Little ding slash scratch. This wheel in very nice shape, matched set of Michelins. But again, you can see inside here, very clean. Even the screws are nice and clean. Kind of a common thing with these cars is this rear weather stripping sometimes. I don't know if it foils up or what. But this car does have that effect. A little bit on this side too. You can see here. The cell phone antenna, I do have that. This car's got a original Lincoln cell phone. I removed that. I think it looks kind of clumsy on the car, but it is in the glove box. The cell phones don't work in these cars anyways. So I'm going to bring you a shot of the inside. We'll take you under the hood and in the trunk, and we'll wrap up the video after that. All right, folks, I'm going to bring you on the inside of this 96 Lincoln Mark 8. I just want to give you a quick tidbit. If this is one of your first videos you've seen of mine, I love bringing to market these beautiful low mileage, clean mom and pop cars. A lot of Cadillacs, Lincolns, Buicks, stuff like that. So if this is one of your first videos you've seen of mine, definitely click the subscribe button below and give me a thumbs up if you like what I'm doing here. I like looking around, hunting for these cars and bringing them back to market, usually from their first or second owner. Without further ado, I'll bring you on the inside. You can see beautiful black upholstery in here. It's pretty well equipped. It's got the JBL audio system, beautiful sound system, memory seating function for 1 and 2 positions. Got the window switches here, fuel door, and then the trunk as well, all here on the driver's door panel. You can see inside the door jamb here how nice and clean this car is. Even the bottom of the fender, no rust or anything like that. All inside the door jamb. The sill is very clean. Bring you back up here. You got the original Ford sticker in the door jamb. You can take a look, see how beautiful that interior is. Beautifully clean car. I believe this car was driven by a woman. Why do I say that? Because sometimes there's little clues that tell you, who had these cars and how they were taken care of. And just the interior of this car is so nice and so crisp and clean. And then it's also got this little star medallion that tells me some middle-aged woman had this car and loved every bit of it. Wanted to have a Mustang, but liked the luxury life, so she bought a Lincoln Mark 8. Anyways, beautiful, futuristic-looking dashboard. I love the dashboards in these cars. Really kind of spaceshipy with the center console and the wraparound dashboard. You can see here how beautifully clean the carpet is. Freshly shampooed and detailed. Dual power seats with lumbar support. Really cool thing that Lincoln does that Cadillac didn't, and I think this is the coolest thing for a coupe, is these front seats, both of them. You simply pull them forward, and you can see there, it automatically goes forward, so your rear seat passengers can get in the car. Really a neat feature. I'll pull that belt out of the way. You can see here how nice and clean the back seat is. Looks like it's hardly been used. Usually coupes, the people who own coupes didn't have many backseat passengers. Also, carpeting, very clean, freshly shampooed. Put that belt back up. And then simply bring the seat back, and it goes right back to the recall position. Really a neat feature. Both sides do that. I'll show the other side in just a second. All right, here on the passenger side, just want to follow up with the clean jams on the driver's side and show you how nice and clean this one is. You know, even the latch doesn't have a ton of grease or anything built up on it. It's kind of cool. Has this old school, it's kind of hard to see, vehicle protected by AudioVox security system. I don't know why that's there. It's got a factory alarm system. I have both key fobs for it, but it's just period correct accessory system here. I don't know, just a little piece of hair there. Sorry about that. JBL sound system as well. Just a reminder on that. Also the jams, very clean. You can see here all the door jams are super clean. No rust creeping through or anything. This car is so clean underneath. Like I said, majority of its life and miles was spent in California. And then there's that beautiful dash. I love how it just sweeps right across. You get all the instrumentation up top, and then the center stack comes down and flows nicely into the shifter area here. You have an ashtray in the middle. Cup holder right there, one cup holder, go figure. Right in the center here, you have a beautiful 3-watt cell phone. But you can see here the upholstery is in beautiful shape. Another kind of key telltale sign that a woman had this car with 88,000 miles. You know, the seats aren't all beat up and abused. Really nice car, it smells nice. Dual power with the lumbar. You can see here again how clean the carpet is. Take a look inside the glove box. Got the original owner's manual pouch in here. There's the antenna I was telling you that came off the rear window. That's for the cell phone. That can be reattached if you like that. I don't really care for that look. Oh, this one doesn't stay forward all the way. But you can see here. Perfect. That's super cool. Very easy to get in and out of cars that way. With the Cadillacs, you had to power them forward with your hands and then power them back. But again, you can see here how clean this upholstery is. Beautiful black leather interior. Non-smoker's car. No funny odors. You can see nice shampoo. Fresh, fresh, fresh. That's how I like them. Put that seat back. And I'm going to bring it into the trunk and under the hood. And we'll start her up as well. Pop that guy open. It's got a very nice, spacious trunk. Got 4 floor mats for it. 2 of the front ones are original. They got the Mark VIII insignia. I don't know where the rear ones went, but there was 2 aftermarket rear floor mats. You can see here, compact disc changer. I believe it's a 10-disc changer. Has the original cargo net. And then under here is the original spare tire. Donut spare, of course. All inside the jam here, very nice and clean. A lot of people say, hey, you get too many Cadillac signs when you sell Lincolns. I do have one Lincoln sign amongst my Cadillac signs. I'm going to bring it inside, we'll start it up, and then I'll show you underneath the hood with the car running. I do have 2 sets of keys with this car. You can see here, both fobs, the 2 jewel keys, and then the 2 trunk keys. So we'll get this thing started up. The lights illuminate. That's the cell phone turning on. Here, 88,896 miles and the 502 on the trip meter. That's the amount of miles I drove this car. Majority of it was coming back from Maryland. Let me close the door here. What's cool is this information screen. It's showing 24.2, but averaging driving back from Maryland, I was at a steady 29.5. I hit 30 a few times, came back down. But you have all the controls here for all that. English metric, clock, radio, climate control, dual zone. You have the shifter and all that beautiful stuff here. Beautiful leather wrapped wheel, no wear and tear on that. It's very, very clean, very well maintained car. I won't pop the hood. Already popped. I'm going to show you under the hood. The hood pop is in a crazy spot on these things on the left side. But a lot of plastic covering under here. Really, Lincoln probably didn't want you working on these cars. But it's got a 32 valve V8. Beautiful running car. Super, super quick. Super sporty. All fresh fluids. Great battery. It's got a great charge to it. Just did a full oil change with a Motorcraft filter. It's kind of cool here. Power steering fluid. You lift this little door up. There it is. Same on this side. Emissions testing. Not sure. Coil pack. There you go. But it's kind of cool how they just covered everything up. But you can see here all the plastics are in really nice shape. Very clean. Very well preserved. And very presentable. So I'm just going to wrap the video up here again. I want to thank everybody for watching. This car, it's a 1996 Lincoln Mark VIII. It's a beautifully clean, rust-free, originated out of California. And this car is going to be listed at $49.95. I'm going to get this car posted. If you have any questions, you want to give me a call. My number is 978-930-1004. You can find my website, specialtymotorcars.net. You can also find me on Instagram, specialtymotorcarsNH. And if you have any questions, concerns, whatever, comments, you can leave them below as well. I do my best to get back to everybody, although I am a one-man show here with all my social media. Thanks again for watching. We'll talk to you soon.